The Movement for Social Justice has voiced its opposition to any military agreements with the United States, despite such agreements being in place for some time. Political leader David Abdullah held a Zoom press conference days after news surfaced about the recently signed Status of Forces agreement between Trinidad and Tobago and the U.S. Abdullah argued that the agreement infringes on the sovereign rights of Trinidad and Tobago. More details in this report from Kandace Jackson.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley dismissed claims that signing the Status of Forces agreement so far with the United States would allow Trinidad and Tobago to be used as a base for military operations in the event of regional conflict. He assured the nation that under his leadership, Trinidad and Tobago would remain a zone of peace. However, MSJ political leader David Abdullah remains unconvinced. He raised concerns about the potential implications if a different government comes to power. Beyond that, he emphasized what he sees as a larger underlying issue.
The signing of these agreements, in our view, was a total betrayal of our national sovereignty and our dignity as a nation.
What troubles Abdullah most is a lack of transparency surrounding the details of the agreements.
The Prime Minister did not say what is in the agreement and what is provided in that agreement for U.S. troops to enter Trinidad and Tobago. So he gave us no assurance about how U.S. troops can enter this country.
Abdullah argues that the agreement leaves Trinidad and Tobago vulnerable to the influence of a military powerhouse like the United States.
The United States, let's call it for what it is an imperialist power. It is a colonial power. Remember, Puerto Rico is a colony of the United States. The U.S. Virgin Islands, colony of the United States. So the United States is a colonial power in this Caribbean.
The MSJ political leader believes in fostering agreements for cooperation between military and crime-fighting forces, but insists that the sovereignty of Trinidad and Tobago must be upheld.
There must be no military agreements with the United States or any other country that will facilitate or allow or permit any military personnel. We're talking about Navy, we talk about Air Force, we're talking about Army personnel to be able to enter Trinidad and Tobago.
Kandace Jackson, Tobago Updates, Television News.